What's it up, baby? Y'all know it is the big boss hog, boss dog cake poke through the dope. Hit the top this box. Forget about soliloquy. Remember, tough times don't last. Good people do. Don't knock yourself. Caught them in the foul line. Remember, you matter. Peak game. 84s on Wood Swing. We clutched up. We clutched out. You know what we talking about. Gervonta Davis. So, everybody talking about Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis' toughest fight. Keyshawn Davis will be Gervonta Davis' toughest fight. I don't think it's neither one of them. I think it's Vasyl Lomachenko. I honestly think that's a tougher fight for Tank than Shakur. Okay? I'm going to tell you why. Stylistically, Shakur is a southpaw, Tank's a southpaw, right? So, it's kind of like two guys who are orthodox fighting each other. But Shakur go back in a straight line, and he don't have any offense. He don't have anything to keep Tank off of him, right? I think it'll be, that fight right there will be, out of the three, that would probably be the easiest fight for Tank. Shakur Stevenson. That would be the easiest fight for Gervonta Davis. I'm not going to lie to you. That would be the easiest one out of all three of them, out of the three. When you look at Keyshawn Davis, he's a bigger fighter. I think he got high boxing IQ, and I think he got pop on his punches, right? So I think he will pose a little issue for Tank, right? But, like I said, it all depends on when he fights Tank. If he fighting Tank right now, with the inexperience that he has, I see Tank sparking him. If he gets a little bit of experience under him, fights Banchu, gets that belt, fights another top fighter, you know, and then fight Tank, I can see that fight possibly going to a decision, which will go to Tank's way. But I think Keyshawn has a little bit more in his arsenal than Shakur. I'm not going to lie to you. I think Shakur Stevenson, he, like I told you, he don't got nothing to keep. He's a great fighter, but offensively, he ain't got nothing. He don't have anything. You know what I'm saying? Shakur kind of, what he does is he kind of uses his feet and head movement to work inside an inch closer to you, right? Or he allows you to get closer to him, and then that's when he works. You know what I'm saying? But if you stay out of range of him, he not gonna come get you. He don't use his jab. You know what I'm saying? His jab is almost non-existent. He has a jab, but it's almost non-existent. We just gonna keep it true, bro. I'm just keeping it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? He don't utilize his jab like he should. He kind of has like this looping jab. He'll throw it and then his hand drops. You know, and then he tries to go into the Philly shell. You know what I mean? And then, but he kind of baits you to commit to him, and then he looks to counter you off of that. You get what I mean? That's what Shakur does. So that particular fight, that's why I say it'd be easier for Tank, because Tank could just literally just stand out of range and just make Shakur do something. That's just what it is. If you fight Shakur, you literally just got to get him to commit to you. Just stay out of range, let him commit to you, and then that's when you can work off him. You know what I mean? Whereas Keyshawn Davis got a jab. You know what I mean? He got, you know, other stuff in his arsenal. I just think he ain't going to know how to use it in a timely manner and knowing when to use it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Tank. Tank got experience. He been on this level. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Keyshawn, he has the tools. He just don't know when and how to use it right now. He needs that experience. And if he gets that experience, then I look at that fight differently. But right now, if they was to fight right now, Tank's sparking him. The toughest fight for Gervonta Davis is Vasyl Lomachenko, because Vasyl Lomachenko got sneaky power. Vasyl Lomachenko uses angles, right? And he has high boxing IQ. And he gonna make Tank have to go in his bag. And he gonna stay away from Tank's power hand. So Tank gonna have to find a creative way to utilize that power hand. Tank gonna have to find a way to utilize his jab to land that straight left. You know what I'm saying? Or really any punch. I mean, Tank land any punch on you, it's sleep time. You know what I'm saying? But I think Vasil using them angles and turning Tank is gonna pose an issue. That fight might go to decision. I'm not gonna lie to you. But that's Tank's toughest fight. It's Vasil Lomachenko. It's not Keyshawn. It's not Shakur. You know what I mean? Hell, it's not even Teofimo. We're just, you know what I mean? And Teofimo bigger. He got power. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that fight even happening. I'm not going to lie to you. Because Teofimo go up in weight. I don't see him, coming down to fight a Tank. But, like I said before, it's one of those things where it's like, everybody will talk about, oh, Shakur this, Shakur that. And people just jumping on the Shakur train because they was on the Devin train. And Devin got blitzed by Ryan Garcia. So, now they on the Shakur train. And then once Shakur Stevenson, he get dealt with, then, oh, man, now everybody going to jump on the Keyshawn Davis train. And people are already kind of on board with the Keyshawn Davis train. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just D-riding any fighter that you think can pose an issue for Tank. That's it. And that's what's wrong in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? The problem with boxing today is you got too many dudes who are fans of fighters and not a fan of the sport. Right? What do I mean by that? When a fighter loses in America, look what they doing to Devin Haney. Okay? Now, rightfully so. A lot of this stuff, he deserves it. But I'm just sitting there saying, look what they doing with him. They thrashing cuz. Whereas fighters in Great Britain and the UK and stuff, when they fighters lose, they still get the support of their fans. Anthony Joshua still getting the support. Tyson Fury still getting the support. These guys are still getting the proper support that they need. You know what I'm saying? From their fan base. Whereas you got other fighters in America, when they lose, Errol Spence, Devin Haney, hell, even Ryan when he lost a Tank. A lot of these dudes, they fans turn on them. Oh, he sucks, man. He trash, man. He trash as a fighter. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Because they not a fan of the sport of boxing. They not supporting that fighter, right? Because they genuinely just love the sport. You know what I mean? They support fighters because certain fighters, because he has the potential to possibly beat the fighter they don't like. That's why you see a lot of people, they was on the Terence Crawford train. You know what I'm saying? They was on the Terence Crawford train supporting Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford potentially, at the time, we didn't know, potentially could beat Errol Spence. Right? That's how they looked at it. Oh, he could beat Errol Spence. In which he ended up doing. Right? So now they celebrate him. Oh, Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence. He took down the giant. He took down the dude that I didn't like. That's how this thing goes. You look at Deontay Wilder. Right? Nobody was on fooling with Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? Only but the UK people. But then look what happened. Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury is the best. So these are the things that I'm talking about, bro. When you look at everything, when you analyze everything, bro. These dudes are not fans of the sport of boxing. I watch a lot of boxing. I watch fights. These dudes, I don't even know their name, never heard of them, but I watch them. Because I love boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes that only watch one fighter. You got dudes that only watch Terence Crawford. You got dudes that only watch Shakur Stevenson or only watch Keyshawn Davis or only watch Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? They don't watch boxing. They don't look at the sport and respect the sport in its entirety. and be like, man, I'm just watching it just for you. You don't see dudes going to amateur fights and just to be in the atmosphere of boxing, just to be in that environment. You don't see that, bro. So these are the things that I'm talking about. You could tell by their comments. You know what I'm saying? None of these dudes really got in the ring. None of these dudes never been punched. None of these dudes never prepared for fights. They ain't never did none of that stuff, bro. You feel me? They ain't been in these environments. They ain't been in these rings. They don't know what it's like to get punched. They don't know what it's like to walk into an arena and you walk down that ramp, you can't feel your legs because you nervous. They don't know what it's like 2 days before your fight. You kind of second guessing yourself. So why am I doing this? They don't know. You don't know what it's like to get an injury at training camp, you know, but you got to push through it. And then you fighting the fight injured. You don't know. Half of y'all can't even tell me how to take away a jab, how to utilize the jab, right? How to set up the jab, you know, how to fight a southpaw. Where do your feet need to be? These are the things I'm talking about, bro. So I ain't trying to hear none of that stuff. You could tell by a dude comment that he a fanboy, he a sack chaser. And that's just what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think, Boss Go.